Hey folks, so this is June of 2020, and according to my doodad over there, this marks the 7th year that I've been making YouTube videos. It was about mid-June of 2013, I think it was, that I made my first YouTube video, and to the keen observer that's paying any attention whatsoever, um, if you looked at the dates on my videos, that doesn't quite gel. And that's fine. There's a reason for that, and I'll hopefully very quickly explain it. If you are only just newly acquainted with my channel, it's because I relaunched my channel in January. I deleted all of my videos in about mid 2019 because I basically was just stopping on YouTube. About mid 2019, I had had enough of YouTube. I looked at it, decided it was a giant bucket of shit that I was carrying around, and everybody just kept adding to what's in my bucket, and I decided to drop it, give it a good swift kick, and fuck off. I'd had enough. Um, it's not YouTube that was doing it to me, though YouTube does tend to piss me off sometimes because of their stupid, idiotic decisions that they keep making. It was scale modeling YouTube people, um, and the small number with loud voices that I kept hearing from. I'm not going to go into all that because it's boring and it'll cause me to rant, and I'm not going to rant this time. um, but anyway, so I decided I had enough, and I walked away, and I actually had no plans to come back, but because of the convincing of a couple of friends of mine and mostly my wife, I decided to come back and relaunch it and start over. Um, Mostly for my own personal health and safety. And any of you guys that are married know what I'm talking about. Um, so anyway, that being said, that's why the dates on my videos are a little wonky, and that's why sometimes if you're watching the videos, I'm making references to things that don't gel with the dates, and some of the links I mentioned and stuff don't work out because they're deleted or they're dead links and stuff like that. It's because I deleted everything and then re-uploaded and broke all the links and stuff like that. I just don't have enough time in the day to go back and fix all that shit. So when I uploaded everything, I didn't upload all my videos because there were 900 plus videos to upload, and most of them were irrelevant shit. Um, a lot of my videos was just me sitting at the bench building and blathering on and ranting about dumb shit, which isn't really con- conducive to the theme that I was chasing for my channel. Um, so I didn't upload those. I went through all the videos that I have because I have all of my videos stored on hard drives. And so I went through them all and picked the ones that I thought were the most useful, the most concise, and the most relevant to the theme that I'm chasing, which I'll get to in a minute, um, for the channel, and posted those to YouTube. And then in January I released them all, which fucked everything up, but that's okay. So then um, well, I guess that was that. so, so yeah, and then I started over again. But that, wasn't exactly the healthiest decision I made for my channel because when I stopped making videos in 2019, nobody noticed. It took, because I didn't make a video, I didn't make one of those whiny, shitbaggy videos saying, "Oh, YouTube is bad. I'm gonna go and cry in my corner and pee." No, I didn't do that because I'm a fucking grown man. And I don't fucking do that piss hand shit. I just decided I had enough and walked away. Because that's what a grown-up does. They don't fucking throw their toys out of the pram like a child and throw a hissy fit on YouTube. They just stop and walk away and find something else to do. So anyway, so nobody noticed, because why would they? They'd only notice after maybe a long time and go, "Hey, that jackass didn't post a video in a long time. I wonder what happened." And then they would go to my channel and notice that there's no videos and go, "Hey, what's going on?" So, that kind of thing. So anyway, so like I said, it wasn't exactly the healthiest decision I ever made for my channel, but nothing really happened. Not until I started reposting videos 6 months after I stopped making videos, because that's when everybody unsubscribed from my channel. Because I uploaded a bunch of videos all at once, like almost 300 people unsubscribed from my channel all at once. It's kind of funny. So, but as most YouTubers know, subscribers is not a metric for how good or how healthy your channel is. It's only like a banner. It's like it's eye candy is all subscriber count is. It doesn't actually mean shit, all right? The vast majority of subscribers on a YouTube channel are bots. It's just bloat, so it doesn't mean anything. If you want to know the actual health of your channel, you look at how many views you're getting and how many interactions you're getting with your comments and your likes and your dislikes, and how long your videos are being watched before people stop watching them. Your skip throughs, like people like to click through your video. They don't watch the whole thing. They just click through to see, find interesting bits and stuff like that. So those are the numbers that you look at. Subscriber count doesn't mean fuck all. So it's, like I said, it's just a banner. It's just a bloat thing. Doesn't mean anything. But people like to pay attention to it because they think it's a great grand title to have 55 billion subscribers and shit like that. But it actually doesn't mean anything. It's how many views you get. That's the most important thing. And because I know that, like for years, I've had my number of subscribers hidden. You can't see how many subscribers I have, nor will you ever know how many subscribers I have because it's not important. So I hide it because I don't want it to distract anyone. My channel is not about becoming famous or infamous, whichever you pick, or, notoriety or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's the plain and simple theme, and this is me getting back to that, for my channel is bare bones, simple, right? And some people like call it old school. I just call it modeling. And that's using the simplest materials to create art, and that's it. I'm not going to go into a rant about products and homemade products and convenience products and all that shit because I've already done that, and you guys know, if you've watched any of my videos, you know my opinions on convenience products and homemade products because you've been watching my videos, so you know what my thoughts are on that. And the theme of my channel is all about, like I said, the old school or just, broad spectrum modeling, starting from the ground and working our way up and trying to have less tunnel vision. Don't get boxed in by what other people want you to do. So basically, take a look at what's lying on the table, only pick up what you want to see or what you want to use, and then walk away with that. You don't let anyone, including me, tell you what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. I try to make sure that the way I'm wording everything is like a suggestion, because that's all I'm doing. I'm just suggesting that maybe you could look at this, maybe you could look at that, try not to do this, try not to do that. And you test these things yourself, because it's your journey, it's not mine, right? I mean, I've said this many times, and I've been saying it for years. It's your hobby. Make it yours. Don't let anyone else try to make it for you. It's yours. You have to do it yourself. You do all the work yourself. You do everything yourself. There's nothing that's going to be given to you in a magic potion bottle. The magic potion bottle is you, right? Products, AK, MIG, ammo, whatever. Those products aren't a magic potion. They're not going to make a perfect model for you. That job is yours. And you do that with practice, repetition, patience, and understanding. It's very simple. That's how you learn to do anything. You learned how to ride a bike that way. You learned how to walk that way. You learned how to build Lego that way. You learned how to draw, color, write your name, parachute. Well, maybe not parachute. Parachuting is a bad example. That probably didn't go so well. So anyway, those are examples of the same theory being applied over and over again. So, and that's essentially where I'm trying to go. I don't want to tell you, you need to do this and you need to do that. I'm just suggesting that this is the way I've done it and it worked for me. Here's the results. And you take from that whatever you want. And that's it. All right. The things that drive me nuts on Facebook and on YouTube are people that say, this is the best this is the best that. There's no such fucking thing as the best anything. There's what you think is good and what you think is good and what you think is good. But that doesn't mean that I think that's good. I have to determine that for myself. Modeling is very subjective. There's a lot of things that are open to variance. There's a lot of things that are affected by your own personal environment where you work. There's so much that's affected by that. And there's so much room for error in what you're doing. 99% of the things that you're going to be doing, you're just going to have to figure it out on your own. You can take advice from people and then try it yourself over and over and over again. Ask a few questions, but you got to take everything with a grain of salt, as they say, because people are just going to load their responses with their own biases, or some of them are actually trying to sell shit to you, because there's a lot of people out there trying to sell shit to you that you don't need. So that's the other thing I try to do with my channel, is trying to just point out that there's a lot of things out there you just plain don't need. You can actually get away with this, or you can get away with that, or you can actually make do with this, or you can make this yourself, right? Trying to save you a bit of money, because modeling doesn't have to be expensive, or kits are expensive enough. You don't need to be blowing money on products when you don't have to, right? Just trying to make things simpler. So now I'm coming up to a rant on that, so I'm going to back the fuck up, as Kuba likes to say. But anyway, so that being said, that was, the whole idea behind my channel, and that's where I started 7 years ago. And when I relaunched the channel in January, I specifically tailored the videos. Those were the videos I wanted to use, and I'm hopefully continuing that now and into the future. That's what I want to do. I'm not going to go ahead and say that, I'll never take a break again and I'm going to stick with YouTube to the end. Oh, fuck that. I'm not going to say that. I'm a mercurial motherfucker. I might come and go about 5 more times before I'm done. Like I said, YouTube's a bucket of shit. I'm going to get tired of carrying the thing around, and I'm going to need to take a break once in a while. I'm not going to say that the breaks are permanent or not permanent or whatever. I'll decide that at the time that I do it. But every once in a while, I just need to fuck off. Everybody needs a vacation. Sometimes I take a vacation for 6 months. I'm retired. I can take it for however long I want. So there you go. But anyway, so there is a point to this video. I left it here somewhere. Oh, where did it? Oh, there it is. The point that I wanted to make, I guess the only thing that I really wanted to say, other than all the other words that I just finished saying for the last, 12 minutes, 13 minutes now, was thank you. Very simple. I don't say that very often. I do show appreciation, and when people do egregious amounts of wonderful things, I do show the appreciation when they do it. There's been some incredible people in the last 7 years that I've encountered that have blown my mind with how incredibly wonderful they can be. And I've made some fantastic, unbelievably patient friends over the last few years, and they have my thanks as well, because I know how much of a fucking asshole I am and how hard it is to be my friend. So those guys have my thanks as well, because they're still my friends. So yeah, so thanks to you guys for paying attention to the channel, and thanks to my friends for being my friends, and that's pretty much it, I guess, when it comes to that. So I sat down and tried to put together some kind of slideshow to show, I guess, some of the work for the last 7 years. I ran into a problem. Over the last 7 years, I have managed to pull off just shy of 300 builds, which shocked the shit out of me because I didn't think there was that many. But yeah, I have 300 build folders, just under 300 build folders on my computer. And some of them are small, simple little things. Some of them are great big dioramas. And I didn't even conceive that there were that many. Now, that's a problem for putting a slideshow together, because even with 1 second for each build, which is kind of ridiculous because some of them are dioramas and you got to throw in a couple of pictures for that, that's a really long slideshow. So I can't do that. This is foolish. And some of them I don't really want to show anyone because some of them are pretty shit. So, I mean, I'm not afraid of showing my crappy work. I mean, we all started from zero and worked our way up. I don't have photos of the stuff that I made when I was 14. You didn't take pictures of your work back then. Cameras were, Instamatic things, and you had to take them to the lab to get the pictures done back then. And they didn't even have Polaroids where I lived. They were too expensive. So, I mean, I grew up on a farm in the country, raised by hillbillies. We didn't have technology like that. This is new fandangled technology. Polaroid camera. I hear they're coming back too. Polaroid cameras. That's the way to go in the day of environmental disaster. We're creating Polaroid cameras again. Fucking rocket science. Fucking jackasses coming up with that. So, but anyway, stupid is, stupid does. Yeah. So we didn't take pictures of her work back then. So I don't have pictures of that. But I do have pictures of stuff that I built um, like 15 years ago. There's nothing to look at though. It just looks like your work. There's no difference. It looks like your work when you first started back into the hobby, or you've only been modeling for about a year. It doesn't look any different. So, you know, I had considered maybe doing a slideshow starting from, doing like one build for every 7 year. It was kind of short. And then I thought, well, let's do just my favorite builds from every year. Well, some of those years had like 15 builds that I really liked. That was a problem. So at this point, right now, as I'm sitting here talking, I haven't decided what kind of slideshow I'm going to do. I'm going to do something, and you're going to see it in a second. I just don't know what it's going to be. I'll surprise myself in the past and present tense. That's the weird thing about video. There's no such thing. It's all relative. So, but anyway, so yeah, I guess that's about it. I'll start it with a couple of old friends, I think, that I haven't spoken to in a while. A couple of friends of mine they'll know them right off as soon as they see them. So, but anyway, I think that's all I got for now. Again, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys be good. Keep your stick on the ice. Bye for now.